I just saw a guy hiking naked, completely naked, just about. He was wearing shoes and socks, a hat, and a day pack. As he saw me approaching, he ripped off his hat, covered his nether regions, and stepped off the side of the trail and greeted me as if this was a completely normal everyday activity. When I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" he said, "I'm a tad hot." And I kept walking. I just hope he put on sunscreen. Hi everyone, today is day 143 on the PCT. Yesterday I hiked 9.3 miles. I was having quite a bit of problems with motivation once again. Upon waking up in the morning, I didn't want to hike. Within 5 miles, I was ready to set up my tent. The feeling didn't go away. I knew I had to get to a water cache, which is what I did, and then I hiked back to a campground about a half mile south of the water cache to camp, and there's actually a road near here, so I think, considering all of the motivational issues I'm having and considering that I can't make it anywhere if I'm only hiking 9 miles a day consistently and I'm not motivated to do it, I'm going to take a few days off and then come back onto the trail. So there's a road back here. I'm going to take a hitch to Tumult, Oregon, and then figure things out from there. I might visit some friends. I'm thinking of taking roughly a week off and then getting back on trail. I don't know if I'll get back on trail exactly where I am right now, or if I'm going to skip forward into Washington and try to get Washington taken care of before the weather's a problem, and then come back and clean up these miles. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. If I come back to the trail after my break and I still cannot motivate myself, I may need to reevaluate the plan once again. But right now I'm just trying to find a way to get myself motivated again to continue hiking and to hike to Canada and to do all of the miles, even if that's not quite in the way that I thought it would look when I first came out here. Hey everyone, today is day 144 on the PCT. Yesterday, I got a hitch into the town of Tumult with Roadkill and Goldilocks. We got some breakfast, got a hotel room, and took showers, did laundry, relaxed. I was able to post a couple of videos, or I think just one video actually, and just kind of relaxed and rested and made a plan. The plan is that we rent cars, take a week off trail, get back on trail in Cascade Locks, Oregon, and hike north to the border. That will it'll put us 2 weeks ahead distance-wise, but 1 week ahead time-wise because we took a week off. And then hopefully that will decrease the stress of trying to beat Mother Nature to the northern terminus. And then after we've made it to the northern terminus, turn around and come back and make up the miles in Oregon since the weather stays nicer and longer in Oregon. That's the plan as of right now. If it still stands, if I get back on trail and I'm still really struggling to motivate myself, I'm going to give it a few days at least. But if I'm struggling to motivate myself to do mileage, and I'm not talking like 30 miles, but if I still can't, I'm ready to set my tent up at 5 miles and I'm just hating it, I'm probably going to be getting off trail at that point. But right now I'm thinking a week off is just going to help rejuvenate things and motivate me again and allow me to get back on trail with some new energy, and just hopefully allow me to push through the last 800 miles here and get to the Canadian border and then get all of these other miles cleaned up. So it's not quite the way I expected my hike to go. It's not the way that I imagined it. To me, the terminus is the end. I didn't want to end anywhere other than the terminus, but this is probably the only option that allows me to get all of the miles completed and gives myself the break that I need right now, because if I don't have this break, basically what's going to happen is I'm just going to end up quitting, and I don't want to do that. I want to give it every opportunity and every chance I possibly can before I throw in the towel and, say I'm coming back a different year to finish up the miles. So right now that's the plan. I'm currently in Seattle, Washington. I'm going to visit some friends, and I'll still be checking in and then get back on trail in a few days. And, hopefully everything will be rejuvenated and I'll be ready to kick out those last 800 miles and finish this out and enjoy it while I'm doing it. So that's the plan as of right now. Hey everyone, today is day 145 on the PCT. Yesterday I got a bus from Tumult, Oregon to Bend, Oregon. I rented a car in Bend and I went to Shelter Cove to pick up my packages that I had shipped there before changing my plans. And then I drove up to Seattle, Washington. So I'm in Seattle right now. I'm visiting some friends. I've got a bunch of friends up here. I'm just gonna visit them for a few days, and then one of them's gonna drive me back to the trail in a few days, and I'll be able to get back on trail there. And I'm gonna be getting back on trail with Roadkill and Goldilocks again. Hey everyone, today is day 146 on the PCT. As you can see, I'm still not on the PCT. I took a 0 yesterday. I'll be doing that again today here in Seattle, just taking a little bit of time off. But I wanted to do a video with my struggles and successes for this last section. I know these are getting fewer and farther between. That's because I'm not taking as many zeros. I actually had a stretch of days where it was 16 days without a 0, and then I took 1 day off, and then I had 7 days without a 0 before getting off this last time. So I apologize, these are getting less frequent since I do them on 0 days. But my struggles this time are quite obvious. I've been pretty open about them for the most part. I am struggling with motivation. It is beautiful out there. The weather's been great, a little on the warm side, but it's been fantastic. We haven't had much in a sense of fires, although it seems that's changing right now. And it's been really nice out there. The trail's been wonderful. I've been enjoying the trail, and I've been enjoying the people on the trail. However, this push to finish the trail before the weather gets bad, these high mileage days, I'm hiking 14 to 15 hours every day just to get those miles in. And I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and hiking in the dark in the morning for at least an hour before, the sun comes up. And the aches and pains, which I don't have anything beyond what anybody else has. I don't have an injury. I just have the normal aches and pains. Everything from the hips down is hurting and aching. And just the length of time that we've all been living outside, sleeping on the ground, worrying about where's that next water source going to be, how long do I have to carry water, eating the, rehydrated camp food. It's just wearing on me. I miss home. I miss my family. I miss the creature comforts. The food, honestly, I don't really have any cravings. Of course, I miss real food, but I don't have any major cravings. But I think it's just the length of time for me. I think a through hike is maybe not my ideal trip. I like to enjoy my surroundings, and I feel like I am to an extent, but I'm not giving myself enough time to enjoy it. So with pushing these bigger miles and hiking so long, I can't take the time, or I feel like I can't take the time to sit and talk with someone or to look out at a view or any of those things. I actually feel guilty while I'm doing that, because then I'm not making miles, I'm not pushing towards my goal. So that's the big struggle this time, keeping the motivation to hike every day when you're not giving yourself the time to enjoy the hiking. So my struggles are, it's something that I'm having to change my approach to the trail and my thoughts on how this is going to go and how this is going to end. And yeah, I guess I just have to be a little more flexible and just adjust myself to enjoy what's left of the trail here. So that's the struggle that I'm having. I'm thinking about quitting. I'm not going to yet. I'm going to give it more of a chance. I'm going to take this break, try and renew some of that motivation, and then go back on trail and see what happens. And that's how I'm going to deal with that struggle. So as far as the positives, I've met some amazing people. I saw Crater Lake this last section. The terrain has gotten easier, much more flat. I've challenged myself and pushed myself to some really big miles over the last few weeks. And I knew I'd get 30 miles. I knew I could push myself to do that, but I believe 32.3 is the longest day I've had. That's a lot. I don't really have much of a desire to push beyond that, but I've really challenged myself, and my body has risen to that challenge and met that. And I really don't have any doubts that, barring injury, I could push my body to finish this trail, and my body is capable of doing that. Now it's more of the mental aspect of, do I want to? And at what point am I not enjoying it enough? Or at what point, is the journey or the goal more important than the journey? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I said, it's definitely been beautiful out there. We've had great weather, a little bit warm, but otherwise gorgeous, dry, lots of amazing people that I've been meeting, and then Crater Lake, and just, definitely some great views, and much easier terrain. The terrain's been so cruisy and flat and very, very enjoyable as far as the terrain is concerned. It's nice to have a little break from these massive climbs. Hey everyone, today is day 149 on the PCT. I'm still taking a break in Seattle right now, but tomorrow I'm heading down to Cascade Locks to get back on trail. On the way down, I'm going to be picking up Goldilocks and Roadkill, and we are going to be getting back on trail together. I don't know if we'll get back on trail tomorrow or if it's going to be the next morning, but it just kind of depends on when we get down there and how everybody feels and all of that stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But the plan is to get back on trail and head north towards Canada and see how things go. I am excited to get back on trail, but at the same time I'm nervous. Everything still hurts. I'm hobbling around like a little old lady. My feet hurt. Everything from the hips down and my low back is achy. And it's gotten slightly better over the week, but not as much improvement as I thought it would be. It is just regular aches and pains. It's not any injuries or anything like that, but I was expecting it to improve and heal a little bit more over this week before getting back on trail. I have not been doing a lot of walking or exercise this week, so that might be why things are still kind of hurting. It's more stiff than normal, because normally it clears up a little bit or loosens up a little bit after about a mile of walking. And I haven't been doing that, so it hasn't had that chance to loosen up. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. We'll see how things go. Hopefully things loosen up once I start hiking. And hopefully I'll be able to make it to Canada and then turn around and head back and clean up the miles in Oregon that I missed. Funny thing about getting off trail when we did, the very next day a fire started north of where we were, and as it turns out they actually closed 4 miles of the PCT, and we would have been walking right into it and not realizing what we were walking into. And then the smoke is really, really bad in that whole section, like all of northern Oregon. So we really kind of got off at just the right time. It seems like most people who were in that area during that time are actually skipping forward because the smoke is so bad they can't handle it. I don't think I would have been able to tolerate it either. So it's really a good thing that we're skipping those miles, and it sounds like a lot of other people are doing the very same thing because of how much smoke is there. So this kind of works out for the better for us, and then we'll just head north and come back and get those miles. Hopefully the fire will be gone in a month or so when we're done with Washington.